Hey everyone, Miss Smith here, and I am making a video for you guys to go over argumentative essays so that you guys remember and are able to use all these methods and understand what an argumentative essay is and how you need to be successful in writing one of those. So, as all students know, it is a Common Core standard to write an argumentative essay. And for sixth graders, there is a format that we must follow in order to be successful. Sixth grade, we do not have counterclaims, and most of them try and throw those in anyway, which is a good and bad thing. So we're going to make sure that we clarify that for sixth graders and making sure that they know what an argumentative essay is and what needs to be in it. So here is the PowerPoint of argumentative essay, what you need to know. So what is an argumentative essay? An essay that states the following: a claim, which to me a lot of students get confused, and I don't want you guys to get confused as to the claim is something that's controversial, right? So it has both sides of an argument, and both sides can have good evidence. So you have your claim, which is which side you're on, that is has one side and to another side. And background info, which a lot of students struggle with. Background info is what is the information behind it? Why are we talking about this? What is going on that it makes this claim important? And so that's what we're going to explain. Also, 3 reasons are very important to have with evidence for all 3 reasons. And then we'll mold this and concise this into a 5-paragraph essay. I'm going to break down the introduction for you. When you take a position, it's really important that you always give background, and we explain this. Background information is why is this important? Tell the story of exactly what it is that's going on and why it's going on, okay? And why you're fighting to get an opinion or for people to have the same opinion as you. So if we're talking to middle schoolers, 6th grade, my example was when you walk into a middle school, all you see is trendy clothes, expensive shoes, and updated cell phones. So what would this claim be? You know, what is the guess of this claim? And most of my students would raise your hand, and maybe you guys will raise your hand, and give me a few examples of what this claim might be and what this sentence leads into and what the claim will state. And then you're going to state the claim clearly. So my example is, it is my position that, and then you could state, so that's an example, I'm going to argue that, or overall it becomes clear that. And that helps guide my students and students that need help with that just startup and getting their engines rowing and things like that to make sure that they understand easy ways to start that. And then to state the 3 reasons, I give them examples like 3 reasons I believe, agree with my position are, or the following reasons. And they can come up with their own as well. This is just kind of a brief discussion on how you can start. And this is just your introduction. So 5 to 8 sentences, and we'll construct that. Now I gave an example of an introduction, and this is talking about volunteering. So it says, in our modern capitalistic world, the idea of doing something for free might sound strange. Western society has oriented itself on success and profit, people possessing honed professional skills and being able to sell these skills. Therefore, the idea of working for free does not fit into such an outlook. However, it strongly depends on how you look at it. For instance, volunteering, which has become popular in recent decades, is one of the greatest examples of how a job can pay off, not with just money. It can be said that everyone should at least once in their lifetime try volunteering due to a number of reasons, such as being an easy way to find a job, you get to meet new people, and lastly, it benefits your health. And that is something that I would give as an example so students can see, oh, they laid out their thesis, they laid out their claim, they laid out their 3 reasons at the end, and they know how to construct an introduction paragraph just by seeing this example. Then we move on to body paragraph number 1. Now this is similar for number 1, number 2, and number 3. So my students will get example for all 3, but we'll break it down for body paragraph number 1 would be the same as body 2 and 3. So this is when you state your first reason, and if you move on to the second paragraph, that's your second reason, and your third body paragraph is your third reason. So you need a good topic sentence and introduction introducing reason number 1, 2, or 3, depending on which body you're on. You tell the audience why the reason is a great one. Why do they need to believe the same thing as you, right? So what's going on? You need to give detail and examples and show the reader why this is important. Now, students, let's not get it confused. Examples are not the same as evidence, okay? You want both. You want to make sure that your examples come from you or and maybe what you've experienced, and then your evidence comes from elsewhere. So let's keep that in mind as well. And then you conclude with your final thoughts, and you make sure it transitions smoothly into your next body paragraph. And then 2, 3, and 3 will also follow this method. And if you see this triangle here, this is general, how you would break it down. So general information, introduction, and topic sentence, that's your first sentence. Focusing, direction of paper, you're telling your readers. Then you're showing your readers with specifics. Then your data is supporting those specifics. And then your conclusion. So this is how you would break down this whole little triangle of how you would write your body paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And then we also have an example of a number 1 body paragraph. And for this, it's also talking about volunteering. And when we saw the first paragraph here, the introduction, the first thing they talk about is how it's an easy way to find a job. So this is the paragraph of first body, because you go in the order that you stated in your introduction. So they first said easy to get a job, so we're going to talk about first it's easy to get a job. So it says, although it may sound paradoxical, volunteering is one of the easiest ways to find a job. After graduating from a college or university, many get stuck in the situation of trying to find a job, but needing work experience, but you can't get work experience because no one will hire you. After relevant work experience, obtaining during volunteering and specifying it in your life can be a kickstarter for your career, because nowadays employers tend to count volunteering as actual work experience. Reachout.com said this. Besides, volunteering is a great option to explore possible career opportunities if you are unsure what you'd like to be doing for a living. Through various programs, you can try yourself in a number of organizations working on different problems and on different positions without having to do job hunting and then job hopping. Therefore, if you still think you do not have time to volunteer because you need to look for a job or because volunteering could be a nuisance to your duties, you might want to reconsider your opinion. Students, you can break down and understand that volunteering, they gave examples how most programs and most jobs will say volunteering is work experience, so you can add that in there. Then they give an actual quote where reachout.com says having relevant work experience obtained during volunteering is now looked at by careers and employers, that volunteering is considered that. So they say it and then they back it up with evidence, so that gives them students an easy way to transition. And then they go out into telling them, reconsider your opinion, because volunteering is actually beneficial to not just the people you're helping, but to yourself as well. Then you have your conclusion paragraph after your third body. And in your conclusion, you want to wrap up everything that you've discussed, right? So you hit all 3 reasons again. You restate your thesis and your claim. You want to make sure that it's clear. This is why you need to believe in what I'm saying, right? So you want to make sure you're addressing everything, viewpoints, claim, what's more important, because at the end, this is the last thing they're going to read and the last thing they're going to remember. So you want to make sure this is a really, really demanding / not so demanding way of making them believe what they should believe. So keep that in mind as you're writing your argumentative paper. And students, that is pretty much the breakdown of my spiel of argumentative essay under 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, but that is what I have for you, and I will catch up with you later. Bye, guys.